International Women's Day today. And I love the invitation of this day just to celebrate being a woman. And in the world today, the international part feels even more relevant. And I know that several of you who join us here regularly are from Canada and are from Ireland and occasionally other folks from Europe. So just recognizing that we are all connected and in a collective of women who should be honored. And very often we have to honor ourselves. And so in that spirit, I am honoring all of you and honoring all of the amazing, incredible things that we bring to this world. With that, find a comfy seat, find your sit bones, root those ischial spines downward, and sit up nice and tall. Not like your mom told you, but gracefully, letting one vertebrae sit atop the other lightly, letting your heart feel light, your spine feel long, and grow the crown of your head to the sky, as if you were a spring flower growing tall, reaching up towards that sunlight. And my invitation today is a bit of that reaching towards the sunlight, rather than dwelling on the heaviness of the times or the heaviness of being a woman in this world right now. Thinking more about spring forward and the adding light to our days, and sitting tall and light, letting things feel light and feel good as a gift to ourselves. The world clearly is not going to present us with more lightness, and yet we can show up with lightness, not holding things quite so tightly, not because we don't care, not because they're not unjust, and not because they're reasonable, but because when we show up lighter with a little more space, we can respond with more creative response and curiosity, and even fun and joy and enjoying and lightness. And that's my invitation today, to set an intention that resonates with you, that allows you to enjoy, to find joy in this moment, just as it is, or to feel good in this moment. Not forever, but just in the moment. We can get back to worrying and doing other things later. Coming to find your breath. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Notice how you feel. We'll bring a hand to heart and another hand to top in whatever way feels good. Some people like hand to heart, hand to belly, wherever you feel most centered and present with yourself. Take a few breaths here. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and let it feel good. Enjoy it. Gifting yourself some moments of joy as a way of refilling and resetting, replenishing, rejuvenating, all the re's. Letting this hour be like a mini retreat for you. Listening to your heart underneath your hands. Listening to whatever it feels or has to say, or maybe what it needs or wants. Honoring that. Generally, the world is not sitting around waiting for us to tell it what we need or want or desire. We can make these pauses where we check in and know, and move forward with that in our mind's eye, letting that be the light we're shining out from our lighthouses, or as we're standing tall in the spring, reaching the crown of the head to the sky like the flowers, drinking in that early spring sunshine. Just notice for a moment how you feel. If there's trepidation, if there's stress, breathing and noticing what happens when we breathe. And take a moment here to set your intention as you move forward, as we spring forward tonight. And we celebrate being women in this world, women from all over the world, celebrating what we bring and setting an intention to choose what we want to bring moving forward. What is that energy you would like to show up with? I always offer love as an activating, humanizing, beautiful, positive energy. But you can choose something else, maybe kindness, maybe positivity, maybe joy, maybe integrity, maybe alignment, maybe excitement or hope. What is that you would like to bring forward as a woman in this world in 2025? Knowing that we as women do amazing things when we set our minds to it. What is it that you would like to do or bring? How would you like to respond? Choosing that intention on purpose, keeping us out of the default negative intention, using our power, celebrating our power and our strength and our beauty. What does that look like for you? Using the breath to calm the nervous system. Allow yourselves to rest, replenish, restore. And taking a moment here before we begin to honor all of the other women here with us, all of the women who came before us, our mothers, grandmothers, and other important women in our lives, people who inspired you, who believed in you. And honoring that. Also honoring the people you believe in, the women you would like to support and appreciate and acknowledge. Recognizing that often as women, we don't do that for each other. And how amazing would it be if we provided this beautiful web of support to encourage people to show forth their energy, that woman-centered energy. We certainly need a bit more of that out there in the world today. So who can you believe in? Who can you lift up? Who can you support? Not as a task, but because it's fun and because it feels good. Because ultimately it makes the world a better place. So let's take a collective deep breath of hope. And exhale any of that old, stale, stuck, negative stuff from the week. Breathing in once again the energy of the spring forward, spring flowers, lightness, that womanly, beautiful, positive energy. And exhale, let it out. When you feel complete, lower hands and open your eyes, and we'll come back together and get the wiggles and any stiffness out. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Drop your occiput into your shoulders and enjoy the release. Notice the tiny fibers between the scapula. Wiggle your shoulders a little bit to just engage those. Bring your shoulders forward and back. Lower the shoulders and enjoy the melt. Find your center, your belly, your center strength. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward and grow nice and tall. Reach your arms out to the sides, interlace them, flip the palms to the sky and have a shimmy. Growing as tall as you can. Reach towards the sun and the sky. Slight arch back. Use your belly, suck your navel all the way back to your spine. Palms come forward. Giving every little tiny nook and cranny a stretch here. Reach the crown of your head forward. Your head will line up with the hands. Inhale, reach up, gaze up as your hands move up. Exhale, round forward, suck your navel all the way back. Let it feel amazing. Stretch as fully and completely as you can, as a gift to yourself. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, open arms as wide as you can. Stretch them back a wee bit. Pinch your scapula together. And we're going to wrap forward into eagle arms, bringing right elbow under left elbow. Palms face the back, then your hands will come together, lift elbows up to your shoulders, and enjoy that release for a moment. Closing eyes and channel the energy of the eagles, soaring up in the air at this moment over the water, maybe over a creek or a river, over a lake. Just that free, light, soaring energy. And if you had that as a woman, what might you do? Where might you fly? Breathe into the scapular space. Inhale, lift up to an inch or two. Exhale, elbows to belly, round. Drop your head and neck, let it feel really juicy. Inhale, lift back up. Pause here, press elbows against each other. Let it feel good. Release, untangle, press your hands into the sidewalls. Pinch those scapula together. Spread fingers really wide, everything engaged. Release your scapula. Squeeze your fists and flick the water. Just flicking away all that stuff you'd like to go away from whomever, whatever, what's out there in the world, anything you don't want to carry forth. Pause. Notice the energy, the heat. Turn your palms to face front. Thumbs reach to the sky. Spread your fingers wide. Draw your arms, elbows back. Pinch your scapula. Let it feel good. Come back to center. Release your hands, and you'll come into eagle arms the opposite way. Let it feel amazing. Bring elbows to shoulders and pause here. You can peek through if you have a peek. Notice how you're sitting. If you're all rounded, tilt your pelvic bowl. Sit up proud and tall. This is a day to celebrate you, celebrate women, celebrate all that we stand for. Pour the breath in through your nose, all the way down through your belly into your seat as you sit up tall. Exhale it the other way. Lift up your elbows a smidge, lower to shoulder height. Press your elbows against each other. Release. Inhale, lift up 2 inches this time. Exhale, round forward. Drop your head and neck. Release. Let it feel amazing. Inhale, come back up to center. Untangle and lower your arms. Shrug shoulders up into the occiput. Pinch and squeeze. Release and enjoy the melt. Let the melt feel really great here. Stretch your legs long. Find the flesh of your seat. Move it out of the way. Root your sit bones down. Bend knees, bend ankles, stretch toes back towards you. Find your belly strong as you can. Take your hands, bring them behind you. Tent them like cupcakes are underneath. You're not going to squish the frosting. Sit up nice and tall into Dandasana. Your heart and your chest is literally going to shine forward. Crown of the head reaching to the sky. Breathe in and out. Hold it as you lift heels up. Press knees towards the floor. Spread your toes as wide as you can. Use your toes energetically. Shoulders down and back. Breathe in and out. Once more, grow as tall as you can. Fingers press into the floor. Shoulders down and back. Everything engaged. Exhale, release. Bring your hands to your thighs. Slide down your knees to your shins. Hinge at the waist. Your back is flat. Heart is shining forward. See if you can get towards your big toes. If you can reach it, do that. And hang out here. Heart is shining forward. You're sitting up proudly. Crown of the head reaching forward. Wherever your hands are is fine. No judgment. International Women's Day is not a day to judge what you look like, how far you can touch your toes, all the things. Let it go. Slide up your shins to your knees, to your thighs. You'll bring your right sole of the foot into the left inner thigh, a 90-degree angle. Move the flesh of the seat of the left rear end. Engage your belly. Reach your arms up to the sky. Grow tall and proud. Twist towards the left foot and round forward. Grab the outside of the ankle or the outside of the foot. Left hand's going to wrap gracefully into the right hip crease. And you'll notice your lungs open up. Create lots of space. Bathe every nook and cranny of the lung space and the alveoli with breath. Fleshing out all the old stale stuff, the winter stuff, the dust, the heaviness of the week. Let your head and neck release. Sink into it a wee bit more. Untangle the left hand. Slide up the left knee. You're going to bring your right hand about 18 inches behind you and lift up into Wild Thing because it's fun. And enjoy your whole left side body. Roll your wrist. Root the outer edge of the left foot into the earth. Enjoy your armpit, your waist, the upper waist, all the way. Let the top wrist roll in all directions. Wiggle your fingers. Let this feel really, really good. Slowly sit down onto your hips. Slide that left hand down towards the left toe and reach your right arm over. Let it feel good on the right waist. And we'll lift up once more into Wild Thing. Bring your right hand down and right knee down, lifting up and stretch. Might feel different this time. And come back to your seat. Bring your right knee up towards you, hug it in. Let your hips have a little release. You may need to move your belly out of the way. If you are in your perimenopause, menopausal state, you should have a little belly. You are supposed to. Left hand, grab the outer edge of your right foot and stretch it long. Enjoy your IT band. Press the sole of your foot towards me to the best of your ability. You'll bring your right hand behind your right hip, twist towards the right. Notice if you're rounding and sinking and hiding. Sit up onto your tippy toes. You may shift forward. Let your heart shine forward. Gaze over the right shoulder. Let it feel good. You might even take your right hand and wrap it into the left hip crease. Use your belly a bit more to sit up taller here. And you'll bend your right knee, put your foot back on the floor, twist back to center. You're gonna rock the baby here. We're gonna grab our right foot, bring it into the left elbow and have a rock here. Release your right hip and roll all over that right hip. Give yourself a massage if you can. Let it feel good. Close your eyes if you can. And take a moment to drop into your body, to practice. Many people ask me what it means to drop in, and it's shutting out the noise, often closing your eyes and noticing the sensations. Something we stopped doing, most of us as women, a long time ago because we move through the world so fast. So slowing down and enjoying the massage, think of it as like stirring a soup, maybe. Let it feel good. Enjoy an intentional rock once more, wherever your hip feels like it needs it. And you'll release your foot, lower it down, and send it alongside the left rock onto your sit bones. Sit up nice and tall. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward. Heart will shine forward. Sit up tall. Reach your crown of your head tall. Take a minute. And you'll bend your left foot knee, bring the sole of your foot to your inner thigh. Find your sit bones. Grow as tall as you can. Find your belly. Use your core here. Use your strength. Twist to the right, and you'll reach over towards the outer right foot. Might look different than on the other side. Right hand will come into the left hip crease as a twist and send some love to the alveoli in the left chest cavity, to your waist, to your shoulder. Notice your head and neck and release them. Breathe into the tightness. 2 more breaths here. With each breath, send it wherever you might need it. And make tiny little micro adjustments. Subtle is significant. See what feels good. Maybe it's the angle of your toes. Maybe it's moving your hand a smidge. After your next exhale, Untangle, and you'll bring your left hand behind your left hip, rising up into Wild Thing. Left knee is going to come to the floor, right foot's going to come to the floor, and you'll lift up and stretch. Let it feel good. Roll your wrists. Oh, let your armpit feel good. Outer edge of your foot. Notice all the little tiny spots that deserve a little time and attention. Let yoga be a chance for them to have some fun and feel good. Lowering down, and we'll slide right hand down the right thigh, reach over, enjoy your waist. And once more, cartwheel that left hand down to the ground and lift up into Wild Thing. And come back to a seat. You will bring your left knee in towards you, give it a hug, move your belly out of the way. Find steady on your ischial spines. Use your belly. Set yourself up well before you raise your leg. Shoulders down and back. Your right hand will come to the outer left foot, and you'll send your left leg long. Use your belly here. Notice if you've rounded and hidden. Tilt your pelvis forward and sit up tall. If you can't get your hand to your foot, you can grab your calf. You can twist in lots of ways. Left hand will come behind you. Make sure you're sitting up tall and proud, though, not rounding and folding into your belly. If you need to keep your knee bent, you can do that too. Big breath in. Exhale, gaze over the left shoulder. Send it a little further that way. We'll twist back to center. Bend the knee, and we'll come into rock the baby on this side. Your left ankle is going to come into the right elbow, and you'll have a rock. And if you need to do it differently, do that. So on this side, this is my sad ankle from many months ago, but still doesn't want to be crunched up. So you can use your hands in different ways to get your same hip. You don't have to put your foot in your elbow. Some of you may not enjoy that. Or on one side, it's good, and the other side, it's not. Massage that hip. Be really kind to it. Take a big breath. And when you feel complete, lower your foot, stretch your legs long, find your sit bones, tilt your pelvic bowl forward, sit up nice and tall. Reach arms up once again. Find your belly this time. Fold forward, round this time towards your toes. Release your head and neck. Press your knees towards the floor. Enjoy the backs of your legs. Release your hands from your feet. Put them on your shins. Point your toes. Send some love to every fiber in the shin here. Flex your ankles. Spread your toes. Relax your toes. Point your toes. Enjoy the shins. They don't get much attention. Flex the ankles. Find your belly and slide up. Bring the soles of your feet together. Come into butterfly and have a rock. Have some fun. Find your sit bones. Wrap your elbows around your chest and sit up tall. Draw your knees towards the floor. Enjoy the inner thigh. Flap them. Close eyes and envision this butterfly. If you have been a caterpillar in the chrysalis all winter, or hibernating like the bears, and you're going to fly out like the butterfly, what's the energy you want to bring out into the world today on Women's Day, but this spring, the spring of 2025, if you're popping up as a bulb or all the plum trees are in bloom here and you're blooming, what kind of bloom do you want to bring? Is it that delicate bloom of a plum or a cherry, or is it more like a quince that's more firm? Is it more like a daffodil? Just letting some of those visuals help you decide the energy. That is something we can control right now, the energy we show up with. Notice your belly, engage it, tilt your belly forward, sit up tall a little more, root your sit bones down, knees fold down, and heart shines forward, crown of the head reaches to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale. Release. And we will open our legs, spread them wide into a wide angle pose. Find your sit bones once again. Root your sit bones downward. Sitting tall today. Everything is sitting tall today, and use your belly. You won't notice that your belly is tired till afterwards. Walk your hands forward, hinge at the waist, press your knees to the floor. If you need to bring your feet closer, do that. Ankles flexed, toes wide, walk hands a little bit farther. Back is flat, you're hinging at the waist. Enjoy the energy shift in the back of the legs. Invite that energy shift. Opening toes, relax. Point your toes, invite the energy to shift. As we let go of the control of things, it can move and we can show up in a different spot. It's getting you unstuck. You can't steer, as they say, from a parked car or a not moving car. So move the energy so that you can then invite the direction you'd like to go in. Many of us feel overwhelmed and heavy right now. Walk your hands forward a little further. See how far you can go. Shimmy your hips. Notice when you shimmy, you might be able to go a little bit further. And for you super flexy people, don't go too far. I don't even know what that's like. Wrap your elbows around so your palms are facing straight and elbows and hands are in line. A huge breath in, pour it down into your sit bones, into your root and into the earth. Creating connection. Slowly walk up your hands to your groin. Sit up tall. Inhale, reach arms out and up, growing as tall as you can with grace. Twist towards your left foot, around your spine. Drop right hand to left thigh. Left hand comes behind you. Tense your fingers. Inhale, grow as tall as you can. Exhale, twist over the left shoulder. Use your belly here. Stand up tall like a lighthouse. Exhale, shine your light over that left shoulder. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, release, twist a teensy bit more. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, twist all the way over to the right side. Use your strength in the middle. Drop your right hand behind you. Left hand comes to your thigh. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, breathe over the right shoulder. Let it feel amazing. Inhale, grow tall like a lighthouse. Exhale, shine your light over your right shoulder. Thinking about what kind of light you want to be shining out right now as a woman in this world. Is it a hopeful light, a strong light, a proud light? Inhale, reach arms up to the sky. Twist back to center. We'll bring our arms out. Grab your thighs, slide them together, sweeping them around with grace. Come to hands and knees. Find your belly, knees hips width, hands directly under your shoulder. Spread your fingers wide. Extend your right leg long. Drop your heel, reach your right arm to the sky. Cartwheel your arm around, letting go of any tightness in your shoulder. Reach the arm to the sky. Reach it over the right ear. Root your right outer foot to the earth. Find your belly in your center and raise your right foot up. Press in either direction. Lower your foot. Lower your hand. Come back to hands and knees. Find steady. Always taking time in the transition. Stretch your left leg long. Drop your heel. Reach your arm and enjoy those big circles. Let your shoulder let go. Pause at the top. Root the outer edge of the left foot to the earth. Extend the left leg fully. Reach your left arm over and enjoy growing tall and long. Plant the top of the right foot into the earth for steadiness. Use your belly. Raise your left foot to hip height and enjoy this stretch balance. Let it feel good. Lower your foot. Lower your hand. Come back to hands and knees. Enjoy a cow. The spring cows right now here are awesome. There's little babies everywhere. They have all this fluffy new hair. Let yourself be a cow in the spring, enjoying all the grass. They look like they're frolicking. Exhale, round into the most content stretching cat you can. Try to embody the way those animals feel good. We're not used to that as humans. Maybe waggle your hips a little in your cat. Coming back into a happy, lucky spring cow, reaching the crown of your head to the sky. The ones in the dairy farms out here are the clover ones and the point raised ones. I always say they're lucky. They have like a beautiful view. They're roaming. Be that kind of cow. Notice the front of your belly. And notice we're here for more than one breath. Exhale, round and stretch. Be a happy cat. Come back to center. Drop your elbows to the floor. Come into puppy pose. Reach your sit bones to the sky. Forehead comes to the floor. Walk your hands forward and enjoy that release in the shoulders. Spread fingers wide. Have 2 breaths here. Send the love to your armpits, that do a ton of work for us, and we don't even acknowledge their presence, except to be annoyed by them usually. Breathe. Slowly come back up to hands and knees, and we'll come to downward dog. Let it be juicy and wonderful. You can walk the dog and notice if it would like to be shorter or longer. Close your eyes and let your body tell you what feels good. Do you want to press your heels to the ground? Reach your sit bones to the sky. Downward dog is a spine stretch. Let it feel really good as a stretch. It can be a calf stretch also, but let it be a spine stretch. Reach your sit bones to the sky. Release your head and neck. You can shake it. Make sure you're not gripping. Bend one knee. Press the other heel to the earth. Enjoy the connection to the earth. Enjoy the whole sole of your foot on the earth. Lift up the 5 toes on that foot where the heel is on the ground. Switch sides. Lift up the 5 toes where the whole sole of the foot's on the ground. Notice the 4 corners. Lower your toes. Enjoy the sensations. Try not to resist. Try to let them move. See if you can reach both heels towards the earth. Bend knees, reach sit bones to the sky, lower your forehead to the floor, and enjoy the movement, the stretch, all the things. Walk your hands towards your feet. Come into a forward fold. Grasp your elbows, bend your knees, let it be a juicy sway. Taking time here in this practice today is for you. It's to feel good, it's to enjoy. So take a little extra time. Let it be the thing that feels good. Lift up all 10 toes onto the 4 corners. Find your belly and your knees. You can have a sway. Lower toes, lower hands. Engage your belly, and we will roll up inch by inch by inch by inch by inch. Head will be the last to rise. And take a moment, because as women, we never take a moment to pause, enjoy, feel good, let it be, let it settle. Notice the soles of your feet. Lift up all 10 toes and root them down. Engage your belly. Grow tall. Inhale your arms out and up to the sky. Your palms will come together, and you'll drop your hands to your heart. Just enjoy it for a moment here. Someone just sent me a message, but I wanted to make sure that you could all still hear me. Take a moment and pause and breathe. Let it feel amazing. Lowering hands. And we are going to come to stand as a tree, because in many ways, trees are like women, standing tall in all the storms, looking amazing, not reacting, just doing the work. Root your left leg down as a tree trunk. Lift up the 5 toes, send them downward. Right foot will kickstand or come directly to your calf. You might want to bring it to your inner thigh. Notice what feels right today. Just ensure it's not over your knee. Bring hands to heart, stand tall. And notice your ability to be here, standing tall and still, even in this awkward one-legged position. That's what we do as women. Let yourself be graceful. If you wish, reach your arms to the sky. and channel the most beautiful tree. The trees here are all budding right now. So thinking about that sort of stick-like tree that has these little buds, what would you like to send outward as a woman in the world blooming this spring? Maybe there'll be leaves, maybe there'll be flowers, maybe there'll be flowers, then leaves, then fruit, all the things. But what is it you would like to emerge and shine forth? Maybe it's care. Bring hands back to heart center. Draw your knee forward. Staying up, extend your right leg. Use that left leg to steady you. Bend your right knee and shift your weight forward, coming to fly because it's fun. And enjoy the flight. You'll notice your left leg might not be enjoying it. It might be tippy. When you feel complete, you'll shift back forward and lower your foot, roll it out. Be kind to that left ankle and leg. Breathe, roll. And we will come back to stand. Right leg is going to root downward. Find your belly, sit up tall. Stand up tall. I think that's what we're doing here. Right leg is the tree trunk. Kickstand your left foot to the calf or the inner thigh or the knee. Notice what feels good on this side, might be different. Draw your knee back, engage your glutes. Reach your branches to the sky. If you wish, channel the most beautiful tree, the one that feels the best. We care less about what it looks like than what it feels like, the one that feels steady internally. Reaching your hands to the sky. It's the growing tall towards that new light and how you would like to show up. What kind of a tree do you want to show up with as in the world? An oak tree, a cherry tree, a plum tree, apple tree. They're all different. We have these cool California maple trees, all kinds of beautiful trees out there. What's the one that you love? Which one feels the best to channel here? Bring hands back to heart. Draw your knee forward. Steady yourself. Take a moment. Press your thumbs into your sternum to help with your balance and shift your weight forward, coming to fly on this side. And arms can open. Have some fun with it. I like the idea of a bird soaring over and the perspective. So if you as a woman were soaring over and had perspective on the whole situation right now, what wisdom is there? Bring your knee forward, lower down, shake it out. And you'll come to be sidewards on your mat. Hopefully you can still see me. And we'll step out into wide legs. Your toes will be in second position. We're gonna squat down, coming into goddess pose. It's my favorite woman pose. Sit your hips down and squat down. Your knees will be over your ankles. Make sure they're not crunched. You may need to widen your feet a little bit here. Sink your hips down. To start, hands will be on your hips. Notice your chest. Sit upward. Use your belly. Raise your right heel and lower it. And your left heel and lower it. Pause here, sink downward. Raise both heels and stay balanced here. Lower your heels. Reach your arms to a cactus shape. Lower your elbows to your waist and up to that cactus. Draw them back as far as you can. All the way forward, bring your elbows together. Reaching them back to neutral. Lower your elbows. Coming back to the cactus shape. Bring your hands to your hips. Straight your knees. Bend at your waist. You're going to hinge at your waist to lean forward. As you reach flat, turn your toes to face front, and you'll lower your hands to the floor. The sides of your feet are going to be parallel to the front and back of your mat. If you need a block to reach the floor, do that. Let your heart still shine forward. Your head is in line with your spine. And breathe. If you wish, if you have high blood pressure, stay here. If you wish, you can walk your hands between your feet, coming into an inversion and release. You'll notice the legs, back of your legs stretch a little. Lift up your toes, lower them down.
Walk hands to the left ankle, reach left hand to the sky and twist. Switch sides. Your hands will go to the right ankle, left hand on the right ankle, twist, roll your wrist. Come back to center. Come to a flat back. Bring your hands to your hips. Engage your belly. Rise up. You're going to turn your left toes to the front of the mat. Pigeon toe your back foot. Coming into a triangle feet or warrior 2 feet. So it's heel to heel alignment. Reach your arms in either direction. You're going to shift your left hand all the way over your left toes. Right hips will reach back. And you'll drop your left hand to your calf, your ankle, the floor. Come into Trikonasana. If you have a block, you can use that. Draw your right shoulder back. Gaze up. If it's okay for your neck, let your heart roll open, shine, be seen. Imagine if the world were ruled by women hearts being seen. Be cool. And breathe. Taking a moment to let yourself be seen, your desires be seen, even if it feels uncomfortable. You can take your right hand and drop it into the left hip crease. If that feels good, roll your shoulder open, gaze up. Only if it feels good. Reach your arm to the sky and rise up. Use the side body. Gaze over the front middle finger, bend your knee, come into warrior 2. Pause here. Bend your left elbow, reach your right arm over, come into side angle. Let it feel really good. If it would feel fun, reach your left arm up parallel to the right. You'll use your waist here a bit more. Bend your left elbow. Cartwheel back up to warrior 2. Right hand comes down the right thigh. Reverse peaceful warrior. This one is filled with healthy female energy, I believe. Rib cage open, standing tall, graceful. Close your eyes. Let yourself embody this pose for a moment. Let it feel good all the way down to your toes. Perhaps take a moment to engage different things, different toes, bottoms of the feet, outer edge of the feet, your glutes, your front thigh. Wrap your back thigh medially. Cartwheel back open to warrior 2. Bring your hands to your hips. You're going to straight your left knee. Turn your toes to face the side edge of the mat, and we'll turn the right toe to face the back of the mat. Pigeon toe the left. You're going to come back into Trikonasana, feet. Heel to heel alignment. Stretch your arms in either direction. Little teapot, right hand comes all the way over the right ankle, and you can drop into Trikonasana here. Hand can be on a block or on your ankle. Roll your left shoulder back. Enjoy the legs. Take a moment to close eyes and drop into the sensations of it. Enjoy the breath. Left hand can come into the right hip crease if you wish. Roll your shoulder back. Gaze up if you want. Reach your hand back to the sky. Rise back up. Bend your front knee. Come into warrior 2. Bend your front elbow. Come into side angle. If you wish to reach both arms, let that be fun. Bring your right elbow back. And we'll cartwheel up and back to reverse warrior, elegant warrior. Let it feel good. Reach your right arm back to warrior 2. Bring your hands to your hips. Straight your knee. Turn your feet to face the side of the mat, and you're going to heel toe your feet in a bit. Lower hands to the floor. Come into yogi squat. Drop your heels to the floor. You might need a blanket under or not. And you'll bring your hands to heart center, palms together, elbows to each knee. Draw your knees out a bit.
palms press into your sternum. Sink your hips. Breathe. And take a moment here, close eyes, and just check in with your inner knowing. For many of us, that connection in the pelvic area is where a lot of knowledge is as to next steps, how you as a woman might wish to move forward in the world. Shining your light, what energy do you want to bring? Whether it's in close towards yourself, towards your people, your loved ones, towards your colleagues, towards your patients, towards the news of the world. Which energy do you want to bring? Lower your hands, turn your feet to face front parallel, and you'll shoot your hips up. Come into a forward fold. Release your head and neck. Plant your left palm on the floor, bend left knee, twist to the right, and roll your right wrist out. Switch sides, right hand on the earth, bend your right knee, twist to the left. Come back to center. Bend both knees here, nice and juicy. Clasp your hands at your sacrum. Let your fists reach to the sky, elbows straight, and release your hands over. Enjoy the front of your shoulders. Bend your right knee, straight your left, and twist to the left. Other way. Bend left, twist straight right, twist to the right. Enjoy the shoulders and let them release. Bend both knees, come back to center, let your hands fall forward a little more. Bring hands to sacrum, run them down the backs of your thighs. Find your belly, engage it, and roll up. Your arms will reach out and up towards the sky. Palms come together. Drip your hands to heart center. Press the thumbs into the sternum, close eyes, and take a moment here. Coming into your body, standing tall. Notice the feet, soles of the feet on the floor. Notice your toes grounding in. Breathe and stand up tall. Lower hands. Open eyes. Shrug your shoulders. Roll them back 3 times and forward 3 times. Come to stillness and just notice. Lift up all 10 toes. Lower them down. Bring your hands to heart center. Lift up onto your tippy toes. Find your steadiness if you can. Press your thumbs into your sternum and slowly bend your knees, lowering down towards the earth, inch by inch by inch by inch by inch, all the way to the earth. Pause here. Press the thumbs into your sternum. Breathe. Press your toes and balls of your feet into the earth. Engage your belly. Use your thumbs and slowly lift up, smidge by smidge by smidge, as tall as you can. When you get to the top, stand as tall as you can. Lower heels, lift up toes, lower hands, shake it out. In fact, do a big old shake everywhere, shaking out anything that you just like to let go before you lie down. And we'll come to lie on the mat. Let it be fun, however you get there. And take a moment here to enjoy lying on the floor. Notice your hands resting lightly, feet resting lightly. Knees can be bent or straight. Choose what your body wants. Notice your belly and your sacrum. Walk heels a little bit closer to your rear end, palms press into the floor. Lift up for a bridge and release your back. Shimmy your shoulders underneath. Your hips are going to reach high, high, high to the sky. Let this feel good. Breathe. Notice your knees. If they've gone wonky,
Knees energetically connect. Hips reach to the sky. Untuck shoulders and unroll slowly to the floor. Bring your knees to your chest and have a rock. Massage the sacrum all the way to each edge without tipping. Come back to center. Come into happy baby. Knees are going to reach to the floor. Let your pelvis open. Soles of the feet reach to the sky. And let it have a little movement, a little rock. Inviting the energy movement. Straight one knee and the other. Maybe both. You can. Maybe widen your legs when you straight both. Bring soles of the feet together. Heels come towards your groin. Let your inner thighs release. Release hands. Lower feet to the floor. Let your knees come back together. Knees together, feet apart. Raise arms over your head. Drop into an easy twist towards the right. Your left knee is going to reach to the right corner of the mat. Gaze to the left if you have more room. If you have more room, your right foot can land atop the left knee. And if that doesn't feel good, don't do it. Lower the right foot back under the right knee. Gaze back to center. Knees back to center. Do a little shimmy. Take good care of your sacrum and your shoulders. Knees drop to the left. Your psoas should open. Your left foot can land on the right knee if you'd like a little more twist. Gaze to the right if you'd like a little more twist. And if your arms don't like being overhead, they can be in a T. Take good care of you. Remember, everything is just an invitation. You do what works for you. And yoga is a practice of learning what that is. Let yourself be here in stillness, feeling amazing. Uncross the legs if they're crossed. Bring your gaze back to center, knees back to center, sacrum flat. Untuck everything. Bring your hands by your sides. Come into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, a hand on heart, hand on belly, or double hands on belly, you choose. Notice what feels right today. And let this be a moment of listening. Listening to your inner wisdom, your inner brilliance, your inner knowing, your guides, whether they're spirit guides, belly guides. And if your knowing is not in your belly, listen to your heart. For some of you, it will be hands over your eyes, shutting out the light and pressing on your face. Your wisdom may be in your third eye. Take 3 breaths here, gathering wisdom. When you feel complete, bring your hands to the outer edges of your thighs, draw your knees together, and draw your knees in towards you once again. Give them a big squeeze. Forehead comes to the knees, squeezing everything tight. Release your feet to the earth. Draw your right knee in towards you, give it a hug. Bring your hands behind the right thigh. Reach your right leg to the sky. Flex your ankle, toes towards your nose. Hands behind your hamstring. Point your toe. And flex your ankle, toes come towards your nose. Extend your left leg. Hug it in a little more. Point and flex. Bend your knee, lower your foot. Bend your left knee, hug it in. Hands behind your thigh, reach your heel to the sky. Flex ankle, point. Point and flex a few times. Let it be an act of pleasure and an act of kindness. Press your hamstring into your hands if that feels good. Extend your right leg if that feels good. Bend your left knee. Lower it down and lower your left leg alongside the right. Come into Shavasana here, allowing yourself to settle into the earth. Settle into your breath. Let your breath slow down. Taking a huge inhale and a long, smooth exhale, letting go of tension, control. Let yourself melt into the earth beneath you. The earth right now beneath us is awakening for spring. Things are coming up, coming forth, being born or birthed. And as you rest, thinking about that, what might you like to birth or bring forth? And let this rest be the rest where you don't control it. You don't think about it. You just let yourself be held by the earth, its magnetic energy, as you take the time to surrender, to integrate, to absorb. Feel free to stay here as long as you want. No rush whatsoever. If you feel ready, very gently begin to deepen your breath. Slowly wiggle fingers and toes. Take a big breath in and a huge stretch in any way that feels really good to you. Taking a moment to stretch a little extra in the ways that feel good. Play with it. And make your way from there to a comfortable seat. Take your time. When you arrive, connect your sit bones into the earth beneath you. Tilt your pelvic bowl anteriorly, align your spine, grow tall. And you're going to bring your arms out to the sides, wrapping them, giving yourself a big hug. Having a squeeze and a rock here. Taking a moment to thank yourself for taking some time for you. Thank yourself for all that you've done, all that you've accomplished, all that you bring, all that you are. Untangle your arms and give yourself one more hug in the other direction just to even things out. In this time, really thinking about all the things that you wish for, that you desire, that you'd like to bring out into the world. Honoring those, letting them be seen. Whether now is the time or later is the time, just acknowledging them. Untangle your arms, stretch them into the side wall, pinch your scapula, lower shoulders, let them land beside you, let the tingles melt. And when you feel ready, bring a hand to heart, other hand to top. And taking a moment here to enjoy, to connect to your heart, and connect to the hearts of all the women here practicing together. All the women out in the world who have supported you to get to where you are. Honor all the women out there that you would like to continue to support, that you would like to have in your web of care and belief.
Thank you all so much for practicing with me this morning. Happy International Women's Day, and have a beautiful week shining your light and bringing forth that beautiful intentional energy that is uniquely you. Namaste.